Okay, boys and girls. Today I want to chat with you about maintenance. I know, everybody's least favorite thing with car ownership, but particularly maintenance, not just on Maserati, but on cars people are like scared to own. There's a right way, the wrong way, and then there's like my way, and a lot of people are doing it this same way, so it's not really my way. Bear with me. When you buy one of these cars, obviously, whether it be Maserati, Lamborghini, Porsche, BMW, any of these higher end bougie brands, a lot of people call them. I'm in my mid 40s and I'm just now able to afford this very used version of the car I got, but look at it. Oh. Anyway, when you're dealing with a car like this, you'll notice right away, she look a different than your standard everyday driver, right? This, not the same as that. We all know that. This car, its claim to fame is this is Ferrari. That's a 4.7 liter V8 derived from the F138 engine from the, it started out life as the engine from an F430 Ferrari. Pretty sleek little car. So it has been stroked. It's now 4.7, puts out a little bit more horsepower. That's because they put it in a big girl. This car is 4,200 pounds, 460 horsepower, naturally aspirated, bone stock, fun car. The main reason I got it is absolutely a treat just to be in there. So, plus, she's pretty. She got a nice booty. She sounds nice. It's a fun car. When people found out I was buying it, it was the same thing over and over. You're gonna regret it. You're gonna hate it. Neither of which is true. Let me get this smudge out on her. There we go. Neither of which is true. Oh, the maintenance cost and this, that, and the other, and how much it's going to take. All right, two things on that. This car, I have a service manual for this car. I have service manuals for every car I own, believe it or not. Job hazard. Looking at the service schedule for this car, it is not much more intense than, like, let's say a new Chevy Tahoe. You can put the service schedule side by side, take the headings off, and look at the service schedules as what's due when. For most things, this actually has a larger service window. Oil changes are almost half as often, meaning the distance to do them is twice as far. I don't trust it, so I'm doing too many oil changes, but that's not a bad thing. Transmission is due right around the same time. Differential is due right around the same time. Spark plugs, belts, all that stuff, same time frames as your standard Chevy Tahoe going down the road. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you'll know that I said these are no different than a modern car. This one's 10 years old, but it's no different than a 2024, right? Then we get to parts costs. I will start by saying, to be safe, I went with the actual Maserati oil filter because I wanted to see one the first time, who makes it and all that good stuff, so that I would know the difference between this and, you know, a standard filter. I've always used Wix on a lot of my personal stuff, and this is actually right in line with Purolator, how they make their stuff. So next time it's probably getting a less expensive one, although this filter was 30 bucks, so not the end of the world. Moving on to transmission. A lot of people will see this and, you know, scoff at it because it's not whatever. Fun fact, this super highfalutin, high-tech, badass ZF 6-speed monster gearbox that is supposed to smash continents and do things, from the factory, took Dexron 3. See what reading does? It gets you answers to questions you need. So Dexron 3 hasn't been used in this country in any of the big three in probably 35 years. So it's a pretty inexpensive fluid to obtain. I went with the Max Life because it is full synthetic, and the service manual does say use a full synthetic. So Max Life covers all the way up to Dexron 6. So I'm covered there, and that stuff's available any part store in the country. Next up, we got engine oil. This box does not represent what's inside. She does take a lot of oil, 10 quarts in that little 4.7. But the service manual specifically calls Pennzoil Platinum Euro 540. If that ain't the easiest thing in the world, I don't know what is. Look at that. Available at frickin' O'Reilly's, and I bet you could find it at some Walmarts. Not too expensive. The expensive part is it takes 10. So the oil change, my cost, I want to say my cost was probably 60, 70 bucks, maybe a little bit more, because it is full synthetic. This was, 30 bucks a gallon. So, is it expensive? Yeah. Compared to like a 97 Honda Civic? Yes. Is it expensive compared to what you should be doing in your modern car? No. Modern cars, even Chevys, they're taking 0W20 Dexos oil. Just so you guys know, Walmart, Jiffy Lube, Take 5, none of those guys use Dexos oil. Stop going there. I've had to take and do massive repairs to cars at 75,000 miles because you guys have done 7 oil changes with the wrong oil. Just do your homework, please. Next up, we're going to talk about your pollen and paper filters. So, cabin air filter or pollen filter or particulate filter, whatever you want to call them. Most of these are constructed very similarly. The one in the car is constructed just like this, and the car was born with a Wix filter. Pretty much same thing. Same goes with the air filter. This car came with a paper filter made by Wix. These are all available, obviously. CarQuest is available at Advanced Auto Parts. So this whole deal here, so I've got, one more thing I've got. I forgot to walk over. Gear lube. I'm doing the rear diff. So all this stuff here, it is full synthetic fluid. It's, what people would call the expensive stuff. What I paid for all this stuff is a little shy of $300. Some people might turn their nose up and go, holy crap, that's expensive. You should check on the price of getting your cars done. That's not that far off. Now, granted, I am saving money because I am doing it myself. Go team. But the overall cost is not that different than most other cars. So I went online just to see if Maserati offered a service kit for this thing, and they did. This pile of parts through Scuderia Parts, which is the US-based Maserati parts house. It was $800, and the only difference was it came with spark plugs. I'm not due for spark plugs for another 45,000 miles, so it's not getting them. And they want to charge me 120 bucks for spark plugs. So, anyway, let's check out the car. So the first thing you note is it's got this giant shroud, right? It's just held in with Torx screws. It's not the end of the world, see? Regular Torx screw. We'll pop all those out. Air filter's right here. The pollen filter is in the dash right there. Oil filter underneath. Trans gets done completely from underneath, and so does the rear diff. So I've got to get this thing racked and spend a couple hours fixing it. But I wanted to make this quick video. I'm not going to film how to do it because how I do this one may not work on, well, I know it doesn't work on that one. and it's actually a different process than that, and they're both Italian. So, not going to bore you with that, but the whole purpose of this video was, man, don't be scared. Go get that car you want. Go enjoy life. They're really not that bad. And, you know, our labor rate here is our labor rate. So some services take longer than others, and that's going to vary not only by make, but by model. To get this tranny, it's a little bit of a process because it doesn't have your typical external cooler where I can hook in line with our fancy machine that does a one-for-one swap. I've got to actually do this really cruel old school style drain and fill technique on this one, which is fine. Rear diff is just like any rear axle on any car. Drain it, flush it, fill it. Pretty simple. Oil, same way. Drain it, filter change, fill it. And then the filters are just swap filters. So there's nothing really to show you guys there. But I wanted to go over like the differences in parts and what you can find out there. It's really easy to get sidetracked with thinking things like, you know, Maserati is expensive, and it is. You know, it can be. I'm lucky that I can do it all myself. But I tell you what, these dudes that I see around town owning the new C8 Corvette are losing their ass compared to what I got going on. So at the end of the day, I really like this car. It's not going anywhere. My wife and I are actually shopping for the next absolutely terrible decision. Hopefully getting ready to do some wheeling and dealing and some car trading on some of the hot rods, update the fleet a little bit, get some usable cars in there for us while helping a friend get something that he wants. Keep you posted on that in another video, but stay wrenching, stay vigilant, just do your homework. You know, the days of going to the parts store and getting a Haynes manual are gone, but you can go online. I got the service manual, the actual Maserati shop manual for this car, $13. So just look for it. And then read. If you just read, you'll see that a lot of this stuff is way less scary than you think it is. So y'all just do good, be good, have fun, be fun. We'll see y'all out there. I'm gonna get cracking on this because, like I said, I've got to turn this thing into Maserati tomorrow or tonight for next week. We're getting suspension upgrades, and they're all electronic, so a Maserati tech has to program some stuff, which is fine. I don't have that software. See, I pay for things too, but it was part of the deal when I bought the car. Then I get a nice little upgrade, and it finally showed up from Italy. So, car's getting turned in. Gonna do a nice 4-wheel laser alignment, get the suspension all dialed in, so I can wick the car up and play a little bit harder. The goal is, yes, it's a touring car, but I kind of want to take it to a track, road course. I've already been down the drag strip with it, and it's nothing crazy. So, I want to get it out there. For you quarter mile guys, it's a 12-second car. Like I said, nothing crazy. But it's a pretty 12-second car. So I've got to get it there, which means I got to get this done. And I got to shut up, stop rambling. So I'm going to put the headphones in, jam out, knock some stuff out. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for playing.